Let's take a look at teams. You can get to your team's summary or teams list by clicking View Teams under Club Members in your navigation on the left. We'll bring you to this page, and basically it's just going to show you a list of your teams. You can add teams, you can view your inactive teams. If you have somebody that, let's say Jim Jones and Helter Skelter here, aren't going to fish with your trail this year, I would recommend moving them to the inactive teams just so they don't show up in the list in the drop menu when you're adding tournament results, because as your club goes on throughout the years and you have members show and teams come and go, you don't want them all listed in there because you're going to have to sift through all those teams when you're adding results, which is going to add to your time. But we'll look at examples of that when we get into adding tournament results. But basically, it's real easy to either delete a team or mark them inactive. You can use this action here, which will come up and say, do you want to delete the team? We'll say yes. The team was deleted. This was a soft delete, meaning it's still in the database. They're just marked, flagged for inactivity. So now if we refresh the page, that team is gone, and if we go to the inactive teams, we'll see them in there, Jim Jones and Helter Skelter here. So we can add them back into the active teams, but this is a list here of your inactive teams. Now every club, whether you're a single man trail or a team-based trail, needs to define your users as a team. And the reason for that is because when I built the site, I built it for the initial club that used the site was a team-based trail. So I built all the functionality of pulling your tournament results and things like that using a team table in the database. So and it was based with two anglers, two users in there. So what I did for the single man trails is basically created a blank user, and for a single man trail you still have to create a team, but you're going to use that null user, and you don't even really see it. You just need to assign each of your members into a team, and I'll show you an example of that right now, because basically for a team-based trail, adding your members, you can add both of your members in here and just say add team, and it's going to build those two anglers there into a team. Now if one angler decides to fish an entire year by himself, maybe you only weigh in 5 fish, and anglers are allowed to fish by themselves against other teams, then you'd want to set that angler up and put no one in the second field here, and that'll add that angler by himself in the teams on a team-based trail. Now we can quickly jump over to the club details, and I'm going to change the demo club from a team-based trail to a single man based trail, and we'll go back into the teams. Now you see it's only pulling one angler from each of these teams to display here in your list. Obviously that's not good, so if you change from a team-based trail to a single man trail, contact me and we can work through that issue. Typically your format's going to stay the same for all trails. So now, as a single man trail, I'll show you what it's going to look like. Basically, you're just going to have to select your member and just add that user as a team, basically. So I know it's a little confusing. Being a single man trail, you still need to create teams, but once this is done, and once you do it the first time, you don't really have to do anything after that. So that's a look at the teams, and if you have any questions on this, feel free to email me at the site.